I mean, these are just really sick and divisive people. They actually made me be in that wedding. They made me watch my father walk my sister down the aisle to marry my rapist, Jamie Wallace, who had a shit-eating grin the entire time, looked like the fucking Cheshire cat. Now, I've never came out and blasted Jamie before. And the reason why I never blasted him before was pretty much because he was the father of my nieces. And I never wanted them to know that their dad was a fucking piece of shit. But he was. He fucked all my sister's friends. He fucked a bunch of people. He worked with my ex-dude. They used to fuck hookers together all the time on the road. I was 14 and a half years old. I was asleep at my sister's apartment. I had a bad fight with my dad, which I came to find out later in life was spearheaded by a lie that my mom had told him about me because she didn't want him to know that she had ran up the phone bill again, and she didn't want to get in trouble with my dad. So I left. I called my sister. I'm like, yo, they tripping at the house. I need a safe place to go. She was stripping in the Northeast still. This is when they was both still heavily smoking crack and doing credit card scams because my sister's ex-brother-in-law, Artie, he worked down at the post office. And they was stealing all of the credit cards out the mail. And then they would take the cards, go out on the street, and they would just, buy shit up, put it in a abandoned house in South Philly, and sell it. And see, because Artie worked for the post office, Artie, he'd just take it right out the mail. And by the time that people realized their credit card had, gotten there, these niggas had already maxed them out. They had to max out over $2.5 million over the course of 5 years from what I seen. And I seen a lot because Hilton showed me. Hilton showed me everything. Hi, Hilton. I was 15 years old when you started fucking me. How old was you, like 27? It was stupid of me to do. You look like Keith Sweat. I loved Keith Sweat. But whatever the case may be, these are den of thieves. All of these Wallace motherfuckers. They're den of fucking thieves, every last one of them. That's why bad shit keeps happening to them. The father got ran over by a SEPTA bus. I think one of their grandchildren ran over the tracks and lost their leg or something like that. Like, nothing but bad shit happens to these motherfuckers because they're awful fucking people, yo. And this is what my sister wanted to marry into rather than marrying the Italian guy that wanted to marry her and make her respectable. So, these niggas was always on some dumb shit. But Shelly was stripping up the Northeast because Jamie had her on the track. He was working her. And I was at my sister's apartment because she told me he wasn't going to be there. I never liked the way he looked at me anyway. I never liked the way my ex-brother-in-law, Jamie Wallace, looked at me. I never liked it. It was inappropriate. He would always have inappropriate shit to say. This nigga was 12 years fucking older than me, looking at me in a sexual way. And people wonder why I'm so touchy about the whole Aaliyah story, because I know how it feels to be young and victimized and to not have anybody there to turn to save you. Like, they actually went to my father and told my father, my mother and my sister told my father this crazy lie. And if Jackie comes to you saying that Jamie raped her, it's a lie. My mother and my sister did that. When me and my father figured that part out, years later, thank God I was smart enough to rebuild a relationship with my dad because he's my best friend still. But imagine what that's like to be 15 years old. You've been raped. You weren't allowed to go to the hospital. You weren't allowed to call the police. You have to go to Planned Parenthood by yourself to be treated for STD pregnancy, take the AIDS test, all of that shit. I had to do that by myself at 14, 15 years old. It was my cousin Kenyon that went with me. God rest his soul. I miss him so much. I had to go through all of that, and then I still had to be in that sham of a wedding. I was a junior bridesmaid, me and my cousin Crystal Reddick, the one who I posted up, who was talking stupid after I posted the video about the family. We were the junior bridesmaids. And they made me sing the Lord's Prayer, and I had to watch my father walk my sister down the aisle to marry the nigga that raped me just a couple months before, knowing that my mom sanctioned the whole thing because she didn't want my sister to have no more kids out of wedlock because she already had one. That's just my life. That's what fucking happened. Went to Atlanta with Chris, Hilton, and the rest of the guys. I don't know if Chucky was going or not, but they were supposed to be going to Atlanta. That's why I went to the apartment. I fell asleep with my clothes on. Like I told y'all, I'm a rape survivor. I had all my clothes on, but when I woke up, this nigga was on top of me. He smelled like crack and malt liquor, saying all kinds of just nasty ass shit. How the fuck do you be so high on crack that you convince yourself that it's okay to rape your 14 and a half, 15-year-old girlfriend's little sister who was asleep, unaware? He had my pants rigged around my ankles. It took me a bit, but I was able to fight him the fuck off of me. And I ran half naked for a mile and a half to Route 30, also known the White Horse Pike. I ran until I caught the 554 bus. I caught the 554 bus, got back to Berlin, ran to the house, told my mom she can't marry him. He's a monster. He's a monster. You don't know what he's done. You don't know what he do. And my mom, the first thing my mother said to me was, well, you know, women don't like hearing bad things about their men, so you should probably just keep that to yourself. That kind of blew my mind when she said that. And then I'm like, no, you don't understand what he done to me. You don't understand. He can't marry. He can't be a part of this family. We need to call dad. Oh, no, if you tell your father that, he's going to kill him. Okay. What's the problem? Oh, well, no, Shelly's having a baby. She's pregnant. She can't have another baby out of wedlock. It'll ruin the family's name. She got to marry him. You need to keep this to yourself. Pretend it never happened. It'll be fine. It's okay. See, that was the moment that I knew you can't trust family. You can't trust family. If it don't line up with their agenda, you can't trust family.